My name is John Johnson. I'm a faculty member at Reedley College. I'm teaching Upward Bound during the summer of 2017, and the class I'm teaching is rocket science. We're covering how rocket engines work, liquid fuel rockets, solid fuel rockets. A little force equals mass times acceleration. The class is 4 meetings. Each class is 90 minutes long. The first 45 minutes is lecture, and the second 45 minutes is lab. We go out in the lab and we actually build a model rocket, and then we paint the rockets with spray cans. I found that very few of my students have ever used a spray can, and I found very few of my students have ever built a model rocket. What I really enjoy about Upward Bound is that it's aimed towards students whose parents haven't gone to college before. And with Upward Bound being taught here at Reedley College, it really gives the students an opportunity to see kind of what it's like at college. Now, the number one reason why people's rockets don't blast off is because they didn't install the igniter correctly. And then on the 4th day, we go outside to the track, and with 2 rocket launchers, we do a rocket launch about once a minute. We'll launch off of one, and then launch off the other, back and forth and back and forth. Then students get a chance to launch their rockets a couple of times. It's pretty fun for me, and it's pretty fun for the students. They're not used to doing it.
Hello, my name is Janice Ledgerwood. I'm working in Upward Bound 2017, and I am the art and technology person here. I have taught at USC and other places before coming up here to the Central Valley. While I was at USC, I had a student who was an engineering major, and she was rather upset one semester that she had to take an art class. And I said, well, just give me the semester. You're kind of stuck here. By the time that she finished this class, she came to me at the end of the semester and said, I am going to be a better engineer because now I understand how to think like an artist. And I think that's because she learned that art isn't just about making beautiful objects. Art is also about that embrace of technology and things that can solve problems. Yes, art visually communicates the human condition, but it's also a way that we think critically and solve problems. In design and in architecture and in other creative fields, the primary goal is to discover creative solutions using the technology at hand, or even creating new technology to solve a problem and create a solution.
My name is Corey Schumann, and I'm teaching the MIT App Inventor. We're learning how to build mobile applications. The challenge with programming is that it's a large barrier to entry. It's almost like learning a spoken language where you have to know syntax and vocabulary and all these things. With App Inventor, it's a drag and drop visual programming language, which really takes those barriers down and makes it so that pretty much anyone of any age can build a working app within 30 minutes. So within this class, we're working on a variety of different applications over 3 weeks just to learn some of the fundamentals of programming, and also to hopefully have these students go from being consumers of applications to actual creators of applications.
I'm Caitlin Mello. I'm teaching math in Upper Bound of summer of 2017. The curriculum that I'm using is a combination of studies and tasks out of Stanford University. It's more of a Common Core project-based learning of math. It really encourages the students to think abstractly and to think of math in different ways. We also have journals where we write about where did we see math out in the real world. My biggest goal with Upward Bound is to encourage students to find the patterns in math and encourage them to think of math in a way that they didn't previously see it before. Not so much computational, but more abstract and more theory-based. Math is very applicable to the students. We see it every single day out in the real world. A lot of times we aren't even aware of the math that is existing, whether it's the energy that is sourcing lights in a classroom, or the number of times a hand flashes at a crosswalk crossing, or music, for example. A lot of these students have goals and aspirations to achieve higher levels of math, and I think the abstract approach will benefit them in approaching different math classes.
My name is Nancy Miller, and I am teaching science for Upward Bound Summer 2017. This is a science class where they get the opportunity to do research on a scientific problem that exists in the world today. The first project they did was a buoyancy project where they had to design a vessel that would hold as much weight as possible in grams versus the amount of materials used to get the best efficiency. The second experiment they did was a solar distillation experiment where they had to build distillers and get as much purified water as they could from salt water, which is a huge worldwide problem with all the droughts we're facing and large human population. The next experiment that they're working on is going to be a plant experiment where they're trying to grow plants and get them to grow as quickly as possible with various nutrients, fertilizer, lighting, soils, different type of materials. And the last experiment they're going to be working on are studying air microbes using the bacteria that grows on their phones.
Does it stink?
Oh, it does. Oh.
I hope they walk out of this class with a curiosity for science, an ability to build a prototype and then test it, gather the data, modify that, and test it again.
Hello, my name is Oscar Hernandez. I'm one of the instructors for Upward Bound. I teach a computer class, which I call digital literacy. So the goal of the class is really to use some of the tools that students use often in their classroom, like Google Slides and PowerPoints, tools that have been around for a while, however, how to use them effectively and to give them an infographic or 21st century look. And so that's where the curriculum has taken us, always going back to some of the things that we know about literacy and author's purpose. So what is the purpose of your presentation and how can you be most effective with it? So I actually taught students how to make Google Forms so that when they're watching somebody else's presentation, they can be giving feedback to that student instantly. And they go back and see what their peers have said about their presentation, both orally and the visual aspects. So having these tools will be very helpful to them when they go into college and university.